Okay, so we're going live. Let's see if we get anything. Tell me if you're seeing anything.
Yeah, I'm refreshing.
Let's see. I'm refreshing as well.
And now we're
Are we
live.
Are we?
Yes.
Okay. Hello and welcome to That Beautiful Life podcast. This is episode 256. Is it, Rog? Is it 256? I think so.
257 according to the Google whatever I've been filling in, but I just
the numbers get mixed up. It could be 256, it could be 257, it could be something. Someone who's been following the episodes, let us know, fill us in on the backup to check if the stream is working is on. So let me mute that. That's to verify that we have liftoff. So we have audio. We're good to go. We're in That Beautiful Life episode 256 or 257, whichever one it is. I am of course your host, Kadus Campbell, talking to you in the beautiful Red and United Kingdom, talking to the beautiful Roger Bergstrom all the way in Stockholm, Sweden. Rog, is that a jacket you have on that I don't know?
Yes, it is. I've had it for some time, but I mean, it is warmer, but yeah, we're getting to the weather. It's been up and down here for sure. Right now, I think it's some light rain outdoors actually, but also want to say hi to Nalu. Hope you're fine.
Nalu's in the chat. Hey, Nalu.
Texas, yeah. And whoever that might be watching or listening. But yeah, it's dressing a bit different. Not that thick thing I usually have when I've been trying to keep myself warm, but yeah. No, I don't know, but the weather here has been like it still can't really decide whether it's going to be getting into summer or not, because it's like Monday and it's Wednesday. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday was really good. It was like, oh, yes, finally, like more like summer days. But then today it all went back from being around 20 degrees down to, well, what is it, like 9, 10? So it's quite a drop, and a bit of rain is sad. So working on your end, okay. Noted. So, but what about Reading then? Because last time we podcast, you guys, surprisingly, almost as you said yourself, had good weather in the UK.
Oh, we still have great weather, honestly. Like it
oh, you do?
It tried to rain today. It tried, but it failed.
Yeah. It failed. Okay.
It failed.
Usually it doesn't fail in the UK. Usually it yeah.
Usually pause. But we've had great weather, like really great weather here.
That's nice.
It's been warm.
That.
It's been nice. Yeah. I only have on this robe for style, honestly speaking. It is not that cold in here. I've literally been sitting in this room all day in just this robe and just underpants the entire day. I'm sorry, not the entire day here. I was in other rooms in pants and a robe, but in the afternoon time, I've been sitting here, prepping stuff for the podcast and playing some eFootball and that kind of stuff. So yeah, or chilling here with Ty. Ty was in here earlier. He comes in the room and he's like, "Oh, Daddy, can I sit with you?" And I'm like, I'm thinking, I'm like, because I was reading something, I think, or I was watching something, and I was just like, The problem with Ty sitting with me is two problems. One, either if I'm watching something that may be inappropriate for him, then I can't watch that anymore, which is
okay.
It's a huge bummer. Or if I playing something that is inappropriate, or he's gonna just do something random and distract me from what I'm doing. So he comes in and he just wants your attention. He wants to be around me. He wants to talk to, and it's just like, I'm thinking, man, like I really just want to chill, but I hadn't really spent any time with him for the day, so I was like, look, yeah, you can sit down. He comes in, he sits down. He has nothing to do in here, like absolutely nothing. He's like, Daddy, what should I do in here? And I'm like, what do you mean, what should you do in here? You have your whole room upstairs with toys and things to do in there. You come all the way down here and you're asking me what to do, right? I'm reading, right? So I'm like, mate, you can grab a book and read if you want to, but I'm reading. So he's like, okay, cool. He goes upstairs, he gets he got like a Pokemon comic book that he had, and he comes back down, he sits down, he's like, all right, I'm gonna read this. He's probably read that book like a million times. But yeah, he sat down, he did some reading, then we watched a Google I/O presentation together. That was cool. So yeah, that's kind of the afternoon really. But yeah, why does my camera seem like it's tilted?
It looks okay. Well, maybe that was better. Yeah, maybe
Yeah, I've
so.
straightened it now. I've fixed it.
I
Um,
see now that you've had some crazy weather as well. It's so interesting when you think about it. We live in really different places. Well, you and I nowadays, Q, live a bit closer to each other compared to before, 100%.
yeah.
But state of Kentucky have been having crazy NATOs from EF2 to EF5. That sounds
Wow.
horrifying. Again, I've said it so many times. Not, I mean, we are so like I don't know find the right word, but we don't have much of that at all in Sweden. Actually, nada. Some small, I think I mentioned before, some small earthquakes once in a while, like super small. Sometimes you don't even feel them. It's like that. So it's like, oh, it was something. Okay, you read in the paper. Okay, interesting.
Didn't even know that
I
could happen
remember
in Sweden.
feeling it a few times during my time here on the planet Earth.
Hmm.
I remember when I was like a kid up north,
Hmm.
I had the experience of feeling it like twice maybe, but
Hmm.
it's nothing. I guess it's the same in the UK. I mean, we live
I've
about almost the same kind of, yeah.
never felt it in the UK. I've felt it in the Caribbean.
Yeah, that I
Because
can understand. Yeah.
Trinidad is next to a fault line. So I've felt some proper earthquakes. I remember the first time I felt an earthquake. I was a teenager. My mom was away. She was abroad. She was in Canada at the time. And I was over at this friend's house, who I would never be allowed to go by this kid's house if she was there, because, the guys there were like, they were smoking, and they were, they had girls over and all sorts of. My mom was like
Oh,
proper, like strict. It
all
was
the
like
forbidden stuff.
the
Yeah, yeah.
forbidden stuff, and I was supposed to be in my books, and I came home one day and my sister wasn't home, and they were hanging out, and they called me over, and I went over to theirs. I'm hanging out, and these guys are smoking, and the only reason I'm there though is because they got a PlayStation running, and at the time I didn't have a PS2, and they're playing
Oh,
Devil May Cry, and I'm like, dude,
that's a strong
yes.
reason to go there.
It's
Yep.
a strong reason. So we're there and they're playing games, and we're chilling and stuff like that. And some of the other guys are out on the balcony. This is in a block of flats. So
Mm.
it's like 4 stories up on the fourth floor. So we're on the top floor in this block of flats, and they're playing games, and I'm there trying to like get my turn. I want to play a bit
Yeah,
before
of course.
my sister gets home, because she'll sell me out to my mom. And out of nowhere, all I start hearing is like, he's got like I think his brother or his uncle who he's staying with had like glass china in a glass case,
Oh,
and you just hear it shaking randomly. You just hear shh,
wow.
and he's got a fish tank, and you can see the water shaking in the fish tank, and I'm like, what the frack is going on? And you
Mm.
look out from the door frame through the balcony, and you can see the other building in the distance just doing that. Like, it's another block of flats about the same size as that one, same exact size, and it's like concrete is doing that, like warping do. And I was so freaked out. And then that's when you start to hear the stuff
Yes.
shaking in the house, and I'm just like, oh my god, I froze on the spot. I was like, bloody hell, like this is
Yeah, yeah.
terrifying. And then I was like, is that an earthquake? And the other guys in the flat are just like, some of them froze, some of them were like chill, and some were people were panicking. You could hear people in the distance, and then it shook a bit more again, and I was like, oh my god. And then I just ran out, got down to the
Wow.
ground floor when it stopped. I got to the ground floor, and I just stayed there, like
Yeah.
waited a bit. I was like, if this shakes again, I don't want to be in one of these flats. And I stayed there, just like in an open area around these flats, watching it. I think it shook one more time while I was down there, and I could see it, and I was just like, this is freaky.
That's
um
absolutely crazy.
it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is. It is. I mean, but granted, buildings in Trinidad and Tobago are really built for the
Yeah.
natural disasters. It's kind of like here, houses are built
Mm.
for the cold more than anything else. Or in
True.
Sweden, for example,
Yep.
they're built for the cold. Trinidadian houses are
Yep.
not built for cold. There's
No.
no insulation in the wall, but they are tied to the ground because they put
Right.
steel deep into the ground, and then they wrap that around the frame of the housing, and then they cast that into concrete. So literally it's like a wireframe house made of
Mm.
thick steel and tied together with concrete
Yeah.
encasing it. Basically, that's how they build houses in the Caribbean. So I felt safe, but still terrified, because earthquakes are terrifying.
Of
um
course.
but I
It's
think
you'll never forget that for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, it's what a thing. But was it like once like
Oh
this,
no,
or
I've
was it even?
I've felt multiple locusts in Trinidad and Tobago. So I think in
Okay.
my lifetime I've probably felt maybe 3 or 4. Some of them have
Mm,
been minor, like you described. You know,
mm,
you barely notice it, and you probably hear about it in the news. But then
mm.
maybe in my lifetime I've probably felt maybe two or
Yeah,
three that were
yeah.
like you told him like, oh,
Noticeable, like
it's
really,
noticeable.
it's shaking, like it's really.
It's proper shaking, and you're like, oh
What
my
a
god, you.
weird. It's so weird, when you think about it.
It's
Like
a
the Earth is
weird
like.
feeling. I will say, as a like, granted, where Trinidad is located, it's slightly off the path of this fault, so it's not sitting directly on it.
Mm.
So it's not as because the fault is in the ocean, going like around the island. So it's not as bad as because if you're directly above it, that's when your island could just be like ripped in half or something. But if it's in the sea, you're kind of like, okay, like the worst that could happen, I think, for us would probably be a tsunami, like Japan.
Yeah,
We could get one of those,
I was thinking about it. Yeah, exactly.
but I think,
Yeah, it's. Oh my God. Yeah, I think yeah, we've talked a bit about that as
mhm,
well. Maybe I've mentioned. I'm not sure if I'm going to talk about that now, but I know a composer actually that
mhm,
wrote a piece for Chromata back in the day. It was like he was supposed to do it like a few years before this big tsunami happened in Japan.
mhm,
No, in Thailand. Sorry, yeah, it's been there too, but in Thailand. And but then he went to Thailand with his two daughters, and
mhm,
he was there when it happened, and it shook him up so like mental wise. He
mhm,
survived, and so did his daughters. It's a very fascinating story. I mean, I could tell it if you want to, because it's almost like a film, a movie.
uh-huh,
And I might have done that. First off, I just going to also comment when it comes to Nalo. I thought of new actually when it comes to how you measure the strength of the tornadoes,
mhm,
that the EF5 is the strongest. But as
mhm,
you say, I mean, if you get those winds that get up to 300 plus miles per hour, things gonna break.
mhm.
Those forces. But if you want, I could just fast
Oh, go
since
for
we're
it.
getting into experiences that is related to nature and the forces of nature. I think he wouldn't mind if I tell this now because I'm not
Mhm.
also saying his name, but. Yeah, he went there. It was vacation, and he and his daughters they are like half grown up daughters,
Mhm,
so to say, not like teenagers and kids, but he was by I think he was close to the ocean.
mhm,
One of his daughters was up a bit higher, closer to the hotel, and one of his daughters, the second daughter, was just about to come down to the beach,
mhm,
like getting from the hotel area when the tsunami came in. So the way he described it, I mean, is when it comes to himself, he was lucky that when the the wave kind
mhm,
of swept over the whole beach and up to the like land areas where people were trying to get to safety,
mhm,
he was able to talking about also things like cracking debris and trees and branches and there was this small roof that he like grabbed onto
wow.
that was floating in the water, and he was able to grab a little guy that came like half swimming, half trying to just stay alive
Mhm,
above the surface, grabbed him and put him onto this little roof that he was holding onto, right?
mhm.
And at the same time, he was, of course, thinking, "Where's my daughters? I mean, are they alive? What's going
Mhm.
on?" He didn't know anything
It's
because that took
terrifying.
some time, some hours, if I got
Mhm,
right. But afterwards, the story was this: the one of the daughters went up with the whole flood thing, like the big wave coming in, pushed her up towards uh, the tree line when it comes
mhm,
to the forest or jungle, if you will. There was a Norwegian guy standing on a truck
mhm.
that grabbed her up to the truck and
Wow.
most likely saved her life.
Mhm,
Um, his youngest daughter, I think, that came out from the hotel
mhm,
saw and this is where it becomes a bit science fiction, but this is true. I know this guy. I know he wouldn't lie about this shit.
mhm,
But the awareness she had, because she actually, because there was some people that got up to the roof and everything was fine, but she was just about to go down to the beach and just saw the wave coming. She jumped down in the pool at the hotel area, and when the wave came and like flushed a smaller part of the area around the hotel because it started to become weaker, right? She was under the water in the pool, so she wasn't sucked out again into the ocean, if that makes sense. You hear me? It sounds like a movie,
Wow.
like Tomb Raider, Lara Croft kind of thing.
Oh my God.
But that she did. So she after that also went up onto the roof of the hotel, and yeah, they joined forces later, and of course it was. But I mean what an experience, and of course also the horrifying experience of all the people they saw that didn't make it. So he couldn't compose for like 2-3 years. He had to take a break because he was so mentally disturbed by this. So we premiered his piece of music that was really nice actually, many years later.
Wow.
You know, after that, when he got his like
Got his composure back.
Yeah, his mental balance and whatever you want to call it, but also his inspiration. So that's that kind of thing.
PTSD is a hell of a thing, especially from natural disasters. But what I will say is that when like I've experienced earthquakes as I've mentioned, and what you described with this friend as well. I think extreme. It makes us appreciate the fact that, like, you know, being alive, but also it shows us that life is very fleeting. It could be here today, it could be gone tomorrow, and that nature outranks all of us. It doesn't matter what we think, how much power humans think they have. Nature could get rid of us in a split second, and it would be it'd be like nothing. Like we would never hear if nature decided, look, we don't want you here anymore. Like we're so small, so weak, so it's like a grown adult.
Yeah.
It's like a grown adult versus a baby or an ant or something like that. We are like, humans are so tiny and so insignificant in the greater scheme of the like just the planet alone.
Yeah.
You know, like at the end of the day, we're fragile, you know, and without our buildings and our technology and whatever have you, we're nothing really. So
and it's good to remind ourselves.
It's good
about that once in a while to maybe become or stay a bit more humble, if you will.
That's it. Humbleness. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it is. It actually is. Everyone should try it once in a while.
Everyone should.
Yeah, but now though, as you say, also when it comes to tornadoes, spinning a bit further on with that, it's the wind is one thing, but of course, as seen also, I've only seen it on the news and the movie, but whatever have you, the debris that comes with it that can just hit you, you know, or whatever, because it's gonna travel with a great speed, penetrate cement even, and as you say, which I didn't really think of, but that is true also, it can actually rip up roads when it comes to asphalt. And that's like, what?
It is terrifying. It is terrifying. And in response to a lot of people that ask me, why would you move from the Caribbean to somewhere like here? Everywhere has its good and its bad. You know, the Caribbean might be warm and beautiful and have beaches and all this sort of beautiful stuff. But at the same time, the closer you get to the equator, the higher risk of storms and, you know, there's potential of fault lines and stuff like that. Whereas you get further from the equator and it gets colder, but at the same time, there's less natural disasters for the most part. The further from the equator you are, outside of, you know, the occasional probably wind, you know, snowstorm or whatever have you and so forth. So it's a balancing act, you know, good, bad, you know.
Yeah, as it is most of the time. It's like a trade-off with certain things, you know. But talking about trade-offs or being humble as we are, we beautiful people over here, how has your week been?
As I said to you before we started, I've started coming down with something. I can feel phlegm in my throat. I've been I drank this entire
We don't
bottle.
want that, no.
We don't. I drank this entire bottle of Lucozade before the podcast started because, you know, it helps me when I'm coming down with something just to stay hydrated, and the electrolytes in it help. So I'm trying not to let it go full flu, but because, you know, I still got my strength, I still feel fine, but I've got this phlegm in my throat and my, you know, like I can feel it. I can feel it coming on.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't become worse than that, and tries to stay warm also, even when you go out and everything, whatever weather it is, because that can really, yeah.
It can get you. It can get you.
Yeah.
A portion of the week I had a really nice day. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. Eric and I took a nice little walk. We went around by the university, and
Okay.
we just sat down and had this really long sort of I don't know if to call it inspiring, but it was a conversation about history and politics. It's kind of like the conversations you and I have in private.
Yeah.
It was one of those types of conversation, and me and Eric just had a nice little chat, and it was great. It was a really nice day, just the two of us just hanging out, and we had I think I got a cider and he got I think was it a Coke or something? I think it was a Coke, and we just sat there around all these university students. They're all young and bright eyed and. Yay! Life is all ahead of me. Sprinkles and sparkles and rainbows. And the two of us all jaded and, crusty. Just sitting there chatting about stuff. But it's nice. It's really nice just going and hanging out there because, I think the environment of being around people who haven't lived yet and aren't jaded, it's sort of like you get maybe a bit of it rubs off and you start feeling like, what? Hey, I can get this done and I can get that done because I think sometimes we get caught up in the fact that of the horrors of life, the complexities of it, the ups and downs. And you go around these kids who they don't have a care in the world, mommy and daddy pay for everything and you just relax. And so it was nice. It was nice just going and hanging out with Eric for that day. It was pretty chill. Cool. I think Ash came around last weekend as well. Him and Xavi stayed up and played some games. I think Xavi took a little break from his studies, and and Alex and Natalia, Ash's missus, they went out and had like a girls' night out, and it was just nice. I of course spent my time in my room by myself, which is perfect.
A bit of a private own time kind of thing.
Yeah, it was nice. I think Ash and Xavi really wanted me to come and join them, but I was just like, no, they wanted to play WWE, and I was just like, I'm not in the mood. Like, you guys just have your night, chill. I'll be upstairs watching Tele and chilling by myself, and that's kind of how the night went. So more or less chill week. Relaxed week. The only downside, really major downside, is me feeling like I'm coming down with something. But
yeah, exactly. Towards the end here, or mid, so to say.
Yeah. That's basically it. I should give one note for those who come in. I should have said this at the beginning. Those of you come in, wanted to know about the title, the thing in the title. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it eventually.
Inevitably.
That as well.
That's how it works. But Raj, what about your week? I haven't spoken to you all week. I can't remember if we texted each other in the middle of the week. Have we texted each other? I don't even know.
I don't think so. Not this time.
Oh, I just remembered something.
Yeah.
Your birthday's tomorrow, isn't it?
That's true. That is true.
So let's see. How do you think we should do this? Because it's so close to your birthday. Should we do tradition today or wait till next week? What do you think?
I think maybe due to what you told me before the podcast, meaning that it might be so that we won't be able to podcast next
we're not podcasting next week. I'm not gonna be home, so we're not podcasting next week. So
exactly. So with that said, maybe we should do a bit of tradition here.
Let's clear up
Ladies and gentlemen, clear your throat now.
The phlegm must stay on the side. All right. Yes. So, for those who are new to That Beautiful Life, when our birthdays come around, we sing the birthday song to each other. So this year, I've cleared my throat. Let's all in unison sing on your end, and so forth to Roger. And the 1, and the 2, and the happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Roger. Happy birthday to you. And there we go. That's the birthday song.
Yes. Woo! Thank you.
Raj,
well
your
sung.
birthday's coming around again, bro. Wow.
High five. Yes. To all of you. And,
definitely.
Thank you. Thank you, Naldo. Thank you, Miss A&R. Hope you're fine also, Alex.
Yes, welcome to the
Yeah,
chat.
I don't know. I think I don't know how you feel. Definitely me being older. It's like,
Slightly older.
okay, another birthday. It's like,
I've stopped counting them.
no.
And it's just a day.
Yeah, it's like I talked to my sister earlier. I have a, I think
Hmm.
I have an older sister. She's
Hmm.
5 years older than me. And I talked with her on the 18th, which was on Sunday. She had her
Hmm.
birthday on Sunday.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, so happy birthday and everything. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And but what do you say? Yeah, you feel it? Like, nah, we could talk about other things. It's like, yeah, thank you. But no, that's it's more like that. Especially also if it's like in between a certain age. It's not like 50, it's not 60, it's not 40,
It's
it's
not a
not 35,
milestone.
those kind of things. Then
Hmm.
it's more like milestones or
Hmm.
whatever have you. But now it's a bit like in between. But no, I think it's still nice, especially also what you do. I mean, usually nowadays we just take it very small, like
Hmm.
family wise. We might go out and eat a nice dinner or something like that. Nothing special. And to be honest, I've also reached the age where I feel I don't really wish like anything. I have
You
most
have
what I
everything that
need.
you need. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's more. We talked about this before, also when it comes to like if there's a like Christmas tradition, it is more okay. I need new underwear, and I need some really good socks and everything. But otherwise, I don't know. Maybe yeah.
You could never go wrong with
It's
socks, man. Like for me, I have these thick socks that my
sure.
missus got me.
It's
They're like nice and comfy, and somehow I feel like I don't have enough. There's a day that comes wrong when I'm looking for one of those socks and I can't find it, and I'm like, damn it, I wish I had more of them. Or
true.
as you put underwear, you can never go wrong with some fresh underwear because you run out. You
Agree.
always do. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I think when it comes to age as well, I think the way I look at it is you are as old as you take care of your body because I think
Which is true. Yeah,
you
yeah, of
can
course.
you can age like
And
fine.
mind as well. Remember,
Your mind as
mind.
well. Yeah,
I
definitely.
talked with that with my sister, but with my sister as well. And as she said too, I mean, it's really, it's so much about how you look upon yourself and think
Hmm.
about yourself as well. Sure, you can kind of cheat also when it comes to how you dress in a way to a certain
Yeah.
extent. Some guys or girls come off better with that, and some
Yeah.
is like, okay, maybe you should tone that down a bit. But so with that said, I think that's really important. And me, I mean, I still feel like I'm like whatever 30, 25, 30. I like to play video games still. I run a freaking YouTube channel and all this stuff. I'm like I like to play. I like to have fun.
Hmm.
I like to laugh. I like to tell jokes and have people to tell me jokes and all
Hmm.
that beautiful stuff. So yeah, it's I like movies and good TV series. We're getting to that soon.
Yeah.
Again, we're getting to that soon. So whatever, like
Age
quality of life
you
kind of
age like
things.
fine wine. That's it. You
Mm,
you get better with age. You improve your because again, I've
in
said this
many
so
ways,
many
I agree
times.
with you.
I've
Mm.
said it so many times, whether on the podcast or to other people when I talk about you, and not just you, but you and Annalie, is that you guys take very good care of yourselves. You go for walks, you're in good shape. It's like, again, you guys make me feel like I need to keep up.
Yes, you better.
100%, 100%. But that's the thing. I think at the end of the day, I have two memories. The two of my favorite memories, spending time with you guys is the first time, my first time in Sweden when we were walking, and Annalie was just skipping along as we were walking. I
Yeah,
think that
yeah,
was when we were
yeah.
going to that museum and we were over this high lookout place,
True.
and I think I have a video of
Yes.
it as well. And then
Yes.
the other one was when we went walking in the woods and we were just climbing
The
up these
second time,
walls,
yeah.
and it was just sort of like everyone was just full of energy. Everyone's just sort of like going. There's no sort of like no one stopped like, oh, I'm so tired. It's like everyone's just like chill, and then we stop for a nice I don't know if you call it, if you want to call that a fika, because we basically stopped for lunch essentially.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we had a bit of a later lunch, whatever that is, not
Yeah.
that late. But I guess, as you said, after we took that bath in the
Yeah.
little lake and everything, that's exactly what we did. So, no, but I think that's great. I think also that it comes with mostly, something that you've done for a long time and something
Hmm.
you appreciate. You want to get out, you want to get fresh air.
Hmm.
You feel that you feel better doing so, and of
Hmm.
course that kind of stimulates you. But also, as you know, how we live, we are fortunate to live. We live pretty close to the city,
Yeah.
but at the same time, the good thing here around Stockholm is that you don't have to go that far from the core of the actual city,
Hmm.
and you are out at like countryside,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
more or less. It's very like green here, and
Hmm.
quite, a lot of woods, as you've seen,
Hmm.
forest, and also close to the sea, close to lakes, and it's easy to just step out literally from the door and just walk straight into a forest. So it's like, you can't really, oh well, I have to take the car super far in order to do. We don't need to do that. So of course then it makes it easier, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That
Definitely.
that is true. And as you say also, and I want to believe that since I'm getting older, with age comes wisdom, as you say now, and I do believe that.
Hmm.
Don't think though I will do a special stream tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow is going to be either what Q just described. I'm going to sit by myself and just play some video games
Yeah.
just by
Just
myself,
chill. Just
or
chill.
or we do something with the family. We haven't really decided yet. Either they are just keeping something away from me that I'm not supposed to
Oh,
know,
let me message
or
Adam. I'll find
yeah,
out, but I'm not telling you.
yeah. Okay, if you know, you better tell me. Yeah, okay, no, but because I've just before the dinner, to like a few hours ago, I was like, so regarding tomorrow, I mean, we don't, because we were supposed to maybe have a band rehearsal. I'm getting to my week also, but that happened on Monday. So I said, there's nothing tomorrow. Okay, Alan said, and I said, it doesn't have to be anything special. We could also hook up on Saturday, if that's better for Adam too, and just
Hmm.
have a dinner here at home. For me, it's more, it doesn't matter. Sure, it's nice to be at a nice restaurant or something, but we could be at home also, just the four of us. That's fine with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that moment that we've been talking about before, you and I. It's just,
Simple
the
moments.
feeling of, yeah, being close, the love within the family and the bonds we have, things like that.
Was this about me getting
Getting
into
into
trouble?
troubling,
I'm not
troubling you
getting
here.
into trouble.
A bit, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Uh, but
But
I guess I can just, with that, thank you everyone again. Happy regarding my birthday tomorrow and everything. Unfortunately, it's not going to be that great weather here, but I know that already.
mhm,
Doesn't matter. But my week has been pretty nice.
mhm,
We had a band rehearsal on Monday. We are trimming up now. We're stepping it up since we're gonna play a concert on. It was actually moved from the 7th of
mhm,
June until the 14th, like the weekend after, which was good
mhm.
because then it's not like a national holiday, which means that people might be out of town. So the odds are better that we might get more people coming, listening. So yeah, that happened. Otherwise, as I said, the beginning of the week was great here. Summer weather felt great about that. I really liked it. I missed the warm weather. I've really missed it. And I've been productive. I move on as usual, I would say, with things. That's basically it. So it's nothing like so much more. Oh yeah, wait, did we do something during the weekend with
Mhm.
Adam? No, he was just quickly over here on Sunday, I believe, and we just took a ride with his car and everything.
Oh, the
Uh,
Pontiac.
yeah, with the Pontiac Firebird. Yeah, just
Mhm.
chilled a bit. But because then I gotta go home now. Why? Because it's F1. Oh, at
Oh, the good stuff.
yeah, 3 p.m. Okay, but I mean, we can watch it at our. No, I have to stream it because my friends wants to watch. He does that. He has some kind of. I don't know what
Mhm.
channel he's using for the F1 here in Sweden, but even so, he's streaming it so his friend can watch it at the same time. It's kind of funny.
Oh man, you know
So that's
what?
basically, yeah.
Like that race last week. I don't know if you've spoken to Adam about it. Was insane. It was a really good race actually. It was full of everything. I think Max won. It was just
Yeah, I think
like
it did. I haven't talked about the race with Adam, to be honest. I
oh
don't really
well,
know.
well, you know what? Save it for when you talk to him. It was a good race. That's all
Yeah.
I can say about it. And about weather next week, I think it's gonna be the same everywhere. I'm just looking at I just pulled up the weather app on my desktop, and it's showing me it's gonna be the same in Stockholm, the same in the UK, and Poland. I think only in Trinidad it's gonna be 29 degrees.
Oh, look at that now! Look at that now! Yeah.
It's gonna be warm in TT, and it's actually raining in TT as well next week as well. Oh, screw it! It's gonna be 29, but it's gonna rain.
Still warm.
Still warm rain. So yeah, anything else to add to the week, Raj?
No. I don't think so. At least I don't remember anything else right now. So no, we're good. We can move on.
Okay, let's
stuff.
move on with the topic of the week, the title of the episode, which is a working man, something that you have watched this week that I am quite curious about, and I'm sure everyone
Yeah.
else is. So let's hear about it. Tell us.
Yeah, I think you would like this. I mean, I know we've talked about movies with Jason Statham before, and at least I think I remember you said that you kind of like the guy.
Mhm.
He's Jason Statham. I mean,
He does what Jason Statham
it's
does.
he does what he do, like in almost every movie. Yeah, so without spoiling or anything, by the way, this is a pretty new movie. I watched it on Prime, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. Did I? I
Mhm.
think I did. Or did I watch it on Netflix? What did I write to you regarding the show notes?
I
can't
think you
forget.
put
Netflix,
Netflix,
maybe.
but let me just double check because I have the show notes
Yeah.
here. I believe it was Netflix.
Yeah.
Let me see
I think
docs.
so too, but it could be. Remember, guys, nowadays, and it can go quite fast that a movie shows up on 2 or even 3 platforms sometimes. So yeah, bear
Also
with me.
depending on your location, because in some
Exactly,
locations
regions.
it matters. Like I've seen some
It
shows
does.
on that are on HBO in some regions, and then in other regions it's on Disney Plus and so forth, which again, just reiterate, sucks.
Yes, exactly. It completely sucks.
It
But
sucks.
anywho, this movie then it kind of follows the pattern from a few other movies I've seen, not
Hmm.
only with him, Jason in the leading role, but also other similar action movies.
Hmm.
However, he's playing a construction worker. His name is Levin Cade,
Hmm.
and he kind of left his former profession behind him, and it's working as on this work construction. I think it's like a foreman or something like the first guy there, and he really has a good relationship with the family that owns the whole building company.
Oh wow.
But something happens. He also tries to be a good dad to his daughter.
Hmm.
It goes a bit like this and that. I don't. Yeah, his wife isn't alive any longer.
Hmm.
But things will come up in the film if you watch it. That explains everything. But
Hmm.
then a local girl vanishes, and he's asked to return well, the skills that made him a mythic figure in the shadowy world of counterterrorism. Because, of course, before starting to work with a common, like, 9 to 5 job, being a
Hmm.
working man, as the title says, he was a green bastard. so, so I think you can understand or guess what's going to happen after this. It's gonna be a messy, messy trip when he starts to locate and track these guys, the bad guys, of course.
Hmm.
But it's cool. I mean, it's exactly what I was expecting. It was kind of a good entertainment for 1 hour and 56 minutes. It has a 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb. I'm a bit surprised it didn't go over 6 at least. I
Hmm.
think it's better than that.
Oh wow.
I would give it 6.4,
Hmm.
something like that, meaning over like a medium kind of thing
Hmm.
rating. So with that said, I had a good time watching it. I mean, I
Ooh.
like him. He has his thing. So a working man, yeah, it's a thumb up for me. Is it something that you just must see that like you can't live without passing through 2025 as
Hmm.
a individual? No, you don't. You can definitely skip it. But if you like his movies, or if you just want to sit down and like, oh, I want a good action, like thriller thing going on here, one person army action. Let's check out A Working Man. Then it could be a good choice actually. So
I think those kind of movies are good. Like I like to think of them like comfort movies, because
Yeah,
you know how it's gonna
exactly.
end. It's
Yeah.
it's it's all bombastic and
Yes.
fire everywhere and they're fighting and this and that and so forth. But you know how it's gonna end. But it's exciting. It's like watching
Exactly.
a romantic comedy that you know how it's gonna end. But it is.
It's more the journey. It's the
Mhm.
from going from A to B. How's that gonna be? More than
Yes.
as you say, the outcome you can most likely guess.
Yeah.
Usually, as you described romantic comedy, oh, they get to know each other. Oh, they start to like each other. Oh, they have a good time together. And then, ooh, something happened that reveals that, no, I don't like you anymore. You lied to me. I can't be with you. But please, come on. And that goes on for some time. And then the last 25 minutes or 25% of the movie. I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Oh, thank you. I feel bad. I'm sorry that I insulted you, and I should have told you from the beginning. But I love you. I love you too. Oh, let's make a baby. And yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yep, that's every romantic comedy.
But I didn't mean I didn't really want to like make a comedy out of it because I can enjoy that too, and
Hmm.
it's exactly the same thing with a movie like this,
Yeah,
minus the romance.
yeah.
So because I knew what's gonna happen more or less, especially towards the end, but still it's entertaining to watch. As you said, you don't have to think too much about it. It's just happening.
You just enjoy the ride and.
Yeah, I also want to say just to Nalo also when we talked cars, yeah, because Adam is crazy when it comes to cars. He's looking at other cars as well.
Mhm.
Your favorite part is the Trans Am 85. Yeah,
Oh
that
wow.
is a really cool car. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Hmm.
And you are also excited for something when it comes to live action Disney movie. Oh, Lilo and Stitch. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, they doing that. I didn't know that, to be honest.
Oh,
Look at that.
Lilo and Stitch is coming. I think my missus is taking
Lilo, yeah, Lilo and Stitch.
she's
Yeah.
taking Ty and our niece to see Lilo and Stitch with my sister. I think that
Ew.
yeah, so that's one of their plans. I don't know when they're doing it, but they have a plan to go see that as well.
But has it been released yet or no?
I don't think it's out yet. I think
No.
it may be, but from what I understand, they're going to see it at a later date. So I'm assuming over a
Okay.
weekend or something like that. But it's coming
Hmm.
out soon. If it's not out yet, it's going to be out maybe like by the weekend or something like that.
I
Excuse
hope
me.
it's gonna be good because it can be, you know how it is with these kind of things.
Hmm.
When it's been like a good thing regarding being an animated movie, and then they're gonna do like a live thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes
Sometimes it doesn't.
it doesn't.
Sometimes
So
it doesn't.
we'll see.
I think it matters more as well, depending on how much of a fan you are of the original material
That
as
is
well.
true. Yes.
Because if you're a fan of the original material, you have an idea of what's gonna come or what should happen. And then if it doesn't happen exactly the same way, it's usually disappointing. Especially if you have characters that you like and you fall in love with, and they, for
Hmm.
lack of better words, ruin it. So then you're like, not my
Yeah.
caricatures. No, the horrors.
I,
Um,
I can spoil a bit by saying this, since there's like, of course,
are you
you know
checking
how it is
reviews?
nowadays.
No, no spoilers. Let's wait till. Oh,
No, no,
almost
no.
dropped my
It
switch.
just says like this. The V. Just talking about that, talking about the technique. The VFX is surprisingly strong,
Oh, okay,
and compared to like other recent live action adaptations, this one is easily one of the best looking of the bunch. I think that is promising.
okay.
Because sometimes those kind of things, you know how that can affect you when you watch
Yeah,
something. It doesn't like, oh no,
it
this
doesn't
is
look as good. I think that was my issue with Sinners. It was that it was
yeah.
really good movie, but I was sitting seeing where the VFX just looked terrible. And I was just like, it ruined the movie for me
Mm.
in that sense.
But I will watch that at some point, and I will do that because you talked about it, and I kind of like the
The
concept of the
concept,
film. And I know Adam also watched it, and it said, no, it's good, it's good.
yes. And
So
also, Adam messaged me, but I
he
can't tell you
did.
what he messaged me. So unfortunately, that's between me and Adam.
Darn it.
He responded to my
Okay,
message.
we
Yeah.
have to talk about this. We can
Well,
do it after the podcast.
we're moving on to the next topic.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I have been.
Oh, it's coming out tomorrow, according to Naldo. So yeah, there we go.
Tomorrow is another day. Um,
Live
for
to yeah, exactly. Okay,
for
good.
what I've been watching this week,
Yeah.
I've been watching something called Chio's School Road, and
What?
Chio's School Road. It's on Prime, Amazon Prime. It's on Crunchyroll as well.
Oh, okay.
And it's an anime about this girl who goes to school,
Okay.
and on her way to school, random things happen all the time, and so every episode takes place with her either going to school or coming from school. It's never, there are scenes in school, but it's
interesting concept. Like, yeah,
it's an interesting concept, and I think the reason why I looked this up is because my missus, she was having a dong day during the week, and she was just like is it can you like recommend something for me to watch, right? But I knew the kids were around her, and I was like, I can't just I could recommend something that'll be good for you, that's gonna be funny and stuff like that. The problem is I don't think the kids are gonna be able to watch it with you because
it's a bit
most
mature,
good
maybe.
things are not kid friendly, let's put it that way.
True.
So
Problem.
so I found this while searching for an anime called School Rumble, because School Rumble is one of those anime that's just bombastic and crazy and all over the place, and this was recommended as a similar anime to School Rumble. And you have this main character, she's a gamer like us, and she stays up late at night and plays video games, and then she goes out and lives her life. But then she kind of embodies the video game logic in life. So at one point she's going to school, and someone puts they've got a roadblock because they're doing some roadworks on the way to school, so she has to go all the way around just to get to the school, and she's late because she was up playing games last night. And she's like, oh, if I was a ninja like in the game, right, like an assassin, right, I would be able to get to the school. I just climb up that pole and stuff like that, right? Because the game in that she was playing the night before looked like Assassin's Creed, so they didn't call it out, but looked like Assassin's Creed. And so she climbs this pole and ends up walking on top of people's roofs, and then she's like feeling so smug about herself. I'm a ninja, blah blah blah. I'm like an assassin, and she comes up to this guy's window. And this guy is like, he opens the window, and so she hides because she, obviously you're not supposed to be on top of people's roofs walking. So she's hiding, laying down flat on the ground underneath the window. And the guy's brushing his teeth out the window, and he's like pissed about, it's so sunny and it's so bright. He's brushing his teeth, and so the spit is falling from his mouth and it's landing on her face. Stupidest thing ever. And she's like, no, and you can see the droplets come and splash on her glasses. So you have all these crazy shenanigans that happen with her and people that she meets on the way to school and all this sort of stuff, and it's just hilarious. It's honestly just absolutely hilarious. It's a 7.4 on my anime list. I personally would give it somewhere around that, maybe about an 8. I'd say 8 would be for me. It is hilarious. It's funny. It's something that you don't.
Looks funny. I'm actually checking it out.
Are you watching the anime? I recommended it to Alex, and she ended up watching it as I said, and she loved it as well. When she was away from the kids, she ended up watching a bit of it, and she had a good time. So
okay.
We've been discussing watching John Wick together. I do want to go and see the next few movies. I'm a few movies behind. I think I saw up to 3, and she's not seen any of them. So we're gonna have to start from 1.
Yeah, start from 1 and work your way up. You have a treat in front of you.
It's gonna be great. It's again one of those films where you know what's gonna happen to a certain extent, but you're just enjoying the ride. Like I know what's gonna happen in John Wick, but I'm just gonna be there, just like, yes, John, in your face.
Exactly.
So
that's great. Me and Isaac did that. I've probably talked about it. That was less than a year ago. We went back and watched the whole 4 movies, right?
Yeah, 4.
So cool, good. Yeah, do that.
yeah. There's another one coming. I think it's called Ballerina. Is it? That's the next John Wick movie, where I think he's a side character in it. I think because it's following a female lead, but John Wick shows up in it. So I think maybe either she's his sister or she's an assassin, like one of the other hitmen. But it's called Ballerina. I think it's, let me see when it's out. I think it's supposed to be soon. Let me see.
Okay, I see this now. Yeah, a ballerina from the world of John Wick.
Yes.
So that's what they're doing.
June 7th.
Oh, it's her. What's her name again? It's Ana de Armas. Or Amos. Yeah, she's very beautiful.
Very, very, very much so.
She's wifey material. Oh,
very much waifu. Norman Reedus in there as well. Norman Reedus from Walking Dead.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
He's in it as well.
Mr. Cult Norman. Hello.
I know. He's in there as well. It's got a.
Wow.
Yeah.
When I saw the pic, or then I realized, yes, I kind of knew about this. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
one of the pics before regarding this movie, but I didn't think so much about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have not watched the trailer or anything. I maybe won't do that and just save it for the
Don't do it.
experience
I
of
saw
the
the trailer
movie.
by accident. I think I was in the movie theaters and it played.
That can happen. That can
So,
happen.
but I would say just watch it. Just go watch because it's again John Wick stuff. So, you know,
Yes.
it's but now you know that it's there because I think when I saw the trailer and it said ballerina, I think I was probably maybe when I because usually in the theaters I ignore trailers, but when I saw it, I was like, a ballerina movie, it's probably gonna be lame. And then I saw John Wick and I was like. It's a John Wick movie.
Yeah, exactly. Hello.
Yes. So I was like, this is cool. Proper Keanu Reeves. So yeah, that's the next. It's June the
Good.
7th. It's right around the corner. Just a couple weeks from
Yes.
and
Yeah,
we'll
yeah, yeah.
we'll have it for our watching. So Raj, let's talk about some video games. Let's talk about the game on the screen, the one that everyone's watching,
Yeah.
the one that everyone's seeing right now.
Yes.
Star
The,
Wars
yes.
Battlefront 2. A
Exactly.
game that the original got a lot of backlash, and then they came out with this one and sort of quelled the backlash with a better game. At least how much better you will have to tell us. But
Well, as you know, the original games were made by the Lucas studio back in the days, like
mm-hmm,
mid 2000. And to be honest, I still, as looking at a game from a helicopter perspective and as a whole, I do
mm-hmm,
prefer
the
the
originals.
old Battlefront 2 game, game mechanic wise as a
Mm-hmm,
whole. I think it's even better. But this is a cool game. It's a really good looking game. I mean, Dice and EA, well, Dice as a studio obviously has good experiences doing these kind of big battlefield games. It's like a battlefield game, but it's Star Wars, right? So,
mm-hmm.
and this was released, as many of you know, in 2017. And the reason why I played it, I made a video the other day. If you want to watch or listen what I have to say about it as a whole. But I streamed it yesterday, and the reason why is that there was actually this guy at the gym that knows that I'm doing YouTube, and he was like, "Hey, have you seen that Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2017
Mm-hmm,
has gotten like a big hype again?"
mm-hmm,
No, I didn't know that. And then when I started to check out a bit more, I saw it on YouTube as well. Oh my God, look at this now! And also checking the stats, it was thousands of new players.
mm-hmm,
And I think this has to do with every year around the time like May 4th, there's sales and both like Steam and EA and also Epic Games. So yeah, the numbers increase, but not this much. So it's been really populated, and of course this is good for the game being, I mean, Dice EA let go of the game more or less in 2020, only
mm-hmm,
3 years after release, which is a pity in a way.
mm-hmm,
So parts of the community, and this is an interesting project that I have to look into a bit. Uh, Parts of the community created like a studio, if you will, that is called Kyber. You think the Kyber crystal that is used to, the lightsaber. So Kyber, you can check it out. They have their own Discord,
mm-hmm.
and soon they will start to roll out the playtest. So you can
Ooh.
because what they're doing is that they're having dedicated servers. They have done some improvements and stuff like that. So it's and with the good eyes of Dice and EA. So this is a very interesting project, which can also maybe prolong the life of the game even
Mm-hmm.
further later down the line.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but even so, what I want to say, this game is it's fun. It's a beautiful game to play. However, it's quite busted when it comes to certain features in the game, certain classes that are quite OP and everything, and still, unfortunately, also infested, not like all the time, but very often with cheaters. It's
mm-hmm.
very sad. When I streamed yesterday, the first match I got into, if you paid attention in the beginning, there was a cheater.
Wow.
And we're not talking like the normal like aim bot and like wall hacks. This
Mm-hmm.
was those kind of things that completely breaks the game. When you die, you start to move through and along the map, and
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden when you're fighting, there's like popping up a lot of soldiers just from nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird shit, that kind of breaks the
Mm-hmm.
experience totally. So that's kind of sad, and it happened within the first 3-4 matches that I played, and
mm-hmm.
also the last match in the stream, there was cheaters or a cheater. So I think 3 out of whatever I played during the stream, there was cheaters.
No good.
So Yeah, no good. But I mean, it's cool, and of course, as you say now, there's a lot of people that want another Battlefront game as well. So that has to do with it as well. There's been other things that has brought attention to Star Wars overall, and there are one thing that has quite some significant, you know, how do you say, meaning, and that is the fact that Disney will put a lot of effort into Fortnite, and they've already done that when it comes to Star Wars related content.
Mhm.
People aren't too happy about it that doesn't care about Fortnite because they hope that, yeah, put effort into another, Star Wars
Another
Battlefront game.
Battlefront. Hmm.
But that won't happen, at least as it looks right now. But I think the hype around this is based on the sales, but also we should remember that a series such as Andor has
Hmm.
contributed a bit also to the overall interest. But most it has to do with the Fortnite countering that, as you say, they want a, Battlefront 3. And yes, the sheets were kind of a god mode kind of thing, for sure. But yeah, but I've had fun. As said, it can be cool. Can be cool to play some nice pew pewing out there in a galaxy far, far away. So yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2, still good looking and can be a good game to play. And I would say now is a good time to get into it if anyone wants to try it out again. As said, since there's like a rise when it comes to, or a plus on the account when it comes to new players.
Hmm.
Remember though that every time there's like an older game that gets like a bit of a hype again,
Hmm.
there's always players that have been playing the game continuously year in and year out and have high ranks and have unlocked everything. And in this game, it's yeah, it can definitely be beneficial to have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Because they started out really bad. Also, I think everyone remembers when the game was released because they had a terrible monetization system also that was definitely into the red field of pay to win.
Hmm.
So they kind of, tried to fix that. With time, the game also became better.
Hmm.
But again, it's typical EA thing, and also DICE when it comes to, you know, moving on, leaving a project. Maybe not saying it's half baked, but they could have done so much more and have a even bigger success. Remember, it's not crossplay either,
Hmm.
so it could have been things that could have definitely boosted the player count further for a longer period of time. Because I've had the same experience when it comes to Battlefield, the Battlefield series. They did that when it comes to releasing Battlefield 5. It was a bit squishy, and then after a year, it became better. And then just a year or two later, well, what did they do? They kind of dropped it because they started to put every effort into Battlefield 2042.
Yeah.
So, so I kind of experienced this before. It's yeah, it's a bit of a pity. But again, if we're gonna look on it at the positive side of things, Star Wars. I mean, I love Star Wars. It's just a part of me since my
Hmm.
childhood. So playing this game again, and it's pretty darn cool. I have to say,
Mm,
it's nice. It's nice. Yeah,
sounds awesome.
that's the gaming for me.
Sounds awesome, and I think to connect to you're saying about Star Wars, like an old game that or a game that's been out for a while, getting updates and this and that and so forth. Just want to just a tiny little moment, just say Dead by Daylight has two new characters, So I mean,
Yes,
we may
I
be
heard.
jumping
I
back
heard.
in. We may have to go back in, and
Would definitely be so, indeed, indeed. I know that
definitely.
Sandro has already talked about how busted one of them are. I mean, he always does. It's like, oh my god, not again.
Not
So
again.
it's funny. Yeah.
So yeah, we might have to do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Star Wars as well, another mini thing. I think with Epic Games and Star Wars Fortnite, essentially, I think there was a new thing with Darth Vader in there, like a AI, where you could have him in your party and he could talk. And it's all over the internet. Everyone's talking about Vader
Oh,
being
really? Okay.
like you could get him to say stuff, and people have figured out a way to get Vader to like say things that he's not supposed to say. So in the code, he's not supposed to curse and all this sort of stuff. But
Of
some people
course.
have found ways to get him to do it by, for example, I saw a video. One guy, he cursed. He said Vader, can you say this? But he said it in like, can you translate this? Sorry, but he said in Japanese. And then Vader was like, "Ooh, you could speak Japanese," and then he like said the word in English. So he can't say so. Like people have been getting him to say outrageous things, like, thick mummies and all this sort of stuff that, interested sort of thing. Whenever you give the internet something, people find a way to have fun with it. So yeah, it is a hell of a thing given an AI.
Typical, they come up with something like, let's make him say some dirty things or curse or something like that.
Say something offensive. Let's get it going, people. Let's do it.
Of course. That's human beings.
Yeah. People, you know what? At the end of the day, you kind of have to expect it. I think to an extent as well. I think there's only so much you can actually censor. I think people are gonna find a way. They are just gonna find a way. They just always do.
Always like that.
They always do. So
yeah, they do.
But yeah, that's just a little thing. As for games that I've been playing, this is one that I've been playing on and off. It's a game I've had for a little while now. It wasn't early access. I think it's finally come out, and I think I may have mentioned it before. I can't remember. Probably not. Probably. But it's one I play on my Steam Deck. I've got my Steam Deck in my hand because I can't remember all the details. So it's a game called Future Fragments, and it's a time travel game. It's like a isometric sort of side-scrolling kind of thing, similar to like Mega Man. It plays like Mega Man. You've got like a blaster attack, and your character can jump and you hit switches and stuff like that in there. So it's a platformer, it's got a mixture of different genres. It's voice acted, which is one of the most interesting thing. Like, this is an indie game, but the voice acting is really good, and I think pretty much the entire game is voice acted. Like, you have all these logs, like computers that your character like interacts with. But it all, like, when you click on it, the text scrolls, and then you have all this audio that plays as well, where you actually hear the characters' voices and so forth, and they're really, really well done, like really good voice acting. The problem with this game, though, is that there's too much of that, So unlike Mega Man, where you could go around and you're shooting stuff, pew pew pew, and it just goes on, and then maybe you stop for a cutscene here or there. This game is, you're constantly finding these computers all over that sort of like tells the lore of the game, and it's interesting.
Oh,
but there's too many of it. It's just too many of these computers all over the place, and so it breaks up the flow of the game. You can choose to like listen to it later, like click on it and then listen to it later. But then, for the most part, you're not gonna listen to it later. You're just gonna go on with the game.
Do that. I know that part in games. I never do that. Okay,
you never do.
The log. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And you move on. So I've found it's hard for me to leave the machines because I'm like, I want to get that, because it's like my JRPG brain is like collect everything. But at the same time, it's like, oh, do I have to listen to all of these? It takes so long, and you've listened to it.
I feel you. I understand.
So it is that it's playable on the Steam Deck. And the other thing I would say for this game is an 18 plus game. It's got adult content in it, of sexual nature. And it's so in the main character is female, and things happen. I haven't experienced it so far I've played like 2 hours in it, and so far I've just been blasting stuff. But I've seen like the trailer and screenshots, and I'm like, okay, there's adult stuff in here. So I play this on my Steam Deck, ideally because I've got kids, and if I play this on my computer, someone can walk in and just like, oh, hi. Like, yeah. Anyway, so it's a single player game. It's got Steam achievements. It's got cloud save, family sharing, full controller support, DualSense and DualShock controller support as well. Came out on February 22, 2024. Developer is the Future Fragments team, published by Taboo Toad and Shady Corner Games. I actually know the guy behind Shady Corner Games. I actually, he was on one of my podcasts back in the day.
Nice.
Yeah, I know the guy. So essentially, this is honestly, I think gameplay wise, this is a great game. Like, platforming wise, the mechanics work fine. The only thing, as I said, that's a downside to it is the fact that the audio is just broke. Like, you have to spend so much time going through narrative stuff, and it's just like, no, just stop that. I want to just play and shoot things and platform. So yeah, but everything else about it is solid, and it's a good game. I highly recommend it, and I don't think it's expensive either. I think it's reasonably priced. I don't know the price right now. I think it's £16.75. It'll be whatever equivalent in your currency, and I've seen it on sale quite a few times as well. Nice. And it's a good game. Cool. Audio is great, music is great. I can recommend it, but only to adults. Children, stay away. This is not for you.
Basically,
it's not for you, little kids. But But yeah, I see Nalu mentioning PC release for Stellar Blade. What is this about TC? By the way, surprising that the Stellar Blade region locked in. Oh yeah, Stellar Blade got region locked in multiple countries. I have been wanting to get Stellar Blade for PC. I've been thinking about it. But then I'm like, I saw the price for the complete edition. It's like 60 quid. I was expecting the PC release to be like significantly cheaper because that's usually what happens with PC.
Yeah.
It's 60 on CD Keys has it 60 pounds for the complete edition, which includes the base game and the 2 DLC content.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I already own the game on the PS5. Let me pull up my copy. Where is it? So I've got the game on the PS5. You know, support the developers that you like. Shift Up. I support Shift Up, and they made this game without all the censorship and all that kind of crap that a lot of these games get hit with.
Exactly.
And now they're on the PC, and well, they're coming to the PC next month. But I will pick it up on PC. I just probably won't pick it up day one because of the price, and I just won't have the money for it. But at a later date, maybe when maybe some funds free up or whatever have you, I will definitely be getting a PC copy because I want to play Stellar Blade on my Steam Deck. So
Cool.
So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool because Stellar Blade is a really, really awesome game, and yeah, I'm excited for it. Anyway, that being said, Rog,
Yes.
I think we've got a podcast, isn't it?
I think we have a podcast, definitely. As always, we are so happy that you are here, and we appreciate it a lot. We really do. I hope also, as we try to entertain a bit, talk about our lives, and share some common thoughts and have a discussion here. It's also very much appreciated that you participate. And hopefully you got some tips when it comes to video games, and of course also some good tele or movies and upcoming movies as well. We've discussed that too. I learned a bit as well today, which is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We learn something new every day. Great. With that said, take care. We're not going to pop up here next week. As you said, you will be away. We will save that to another time, meaning in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So take care, stay healthy, and enjoy life. Muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. And in the beautiful text of Nalu, yes, hit the like button if you're enjoying the podcast, and please share it with other people as well. And yeah, as Roger said, we shan't be here next week. I will not be at home, unfortunately. I would have been at home, but I'm not. So I'm not going to be at home this next week. So no podcast next week, unfortunately. Yeah. I always say to you guys, oh, you know what? I'll just do something that's not a podcast, like I'll live stream or something. I never do. So I never do that. But I will pretend to promise you guys again, and hopefully this time I'll live up to it. I will probably try to post something on my social media, or on Simply Bin social media. Hopefully you guys will see something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can manage to just rip myself into the position to actually share something. One of the things that I've been doing a lot in my downtime, because I've got some personal stuff that I'm focusing on, which I spoke to Roger about before the podcast. But when I'm not doing that particular thing, the thing that I do most of my time now, is I'm learning new software, new editing software and stuff like that. So I'm taking my time and learning some new editing software, both video and image editing. So I am going to be doing a bit more of that as well. It's always cool to learn some new software and get excited for that sort of stuff. You know, I've got my my MacBook, so I'm doing a lot of stuff with that. And yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting learning new software and coming to terms with all of that kind of stuff. But with that being said, as always, you can find Roger at 40 Splish Blast. That's the number 40 with SPLISH. He streams on a Tuesday and on a Sunday. That's correct?
Correct.
Ooh, beautiful. You can find me at LPGuardians, LPGRDIN, Guardians.eu, pretty much everywhere else. I don't stream. I used to, but I have not done it in a while, and people see me all the time like, hey, you should start back streaming again. And I'm like, I know, but my life is quite, it's not very structured at this point in time, so it's difficult to commit to something like streaming. And that's the only reason I haven't streamed in a while, is because I don't have, like, my weeks can go here or there, you know. But anyway, that being said, you can still find me on social media. You can find me on Instagram. I post a lot on there if you follow me on Instagram. And I know Nalu follows me on Instagram. You can find me on there. I post whatever the crap I'm doing, like my breakfast, for example, which looks amazing. You can also find us at at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK. And as always, we wouldn't like you guys missing any episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like to subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, simplybinge.com and elsewhere. And with a company you're gonna like it, I will give them it for free. So, as always, guys, this has been queued for your pleasure. It's a wrap. That's the episode.
It's a wrap.
We're done.
Okay.
We're done. Peace out.
Done.
Yeah.
We're done and peace out and all that stuff. Yeah.
We've done an episode. I'm feeling hungry.
Are you?
Yeah.
Didn't you have you had dinner or?
No, I'm not dinner yet. Alex was asking me if I wanted dinner before I started, but I was like, I'm not hungry. But now I'm hungry.
But now, yeah, go and eat. Go and eat, definitely.
Yeah.
I've told you have to keep the meals coming.
Well, with what I told you, which, yeah, it will.
Yeah.
It will.
Yeah,